we open our service with the ringing of the singing bowl. As we begin, we pause to remember that the land where we gather has borne witness to thousands of years of Indigenous history, culture, and spirituality, and continues to do so, which provides a rich and fertile context for us as we gather in a religious community here at Westwood. For this, we are grateful. As people who are part of Treaty 6, we commit ourselves to the creation of an equitable, just, and compassionate relationship throughout our shared territory. Welcome to Westwood, a Unitarian Universalist community where our search for spirituality and our passion for justice meet and mingle, where our head and our heart are divided no more, where reverence for the earth and belief in the dignity of every person inform our ethics, where music is an expression of our joy, particularly today, worship a sign of our faith, and acts of justice a symbol of our hope. You are welcome here to rest sometimes, to grow by searching and participating sometimes, and to serve the world in whatever way you choose. A special welcome too to people who may be newcomers, perhaps here for the first time, here in person or on Zoom. We are a welcoming, nurturing, and inclusive community where people may experience freedom of religious thought, spiritual development, hope, and inspiration. We hope you'll stay for conversation after the service. For everyone's safety and comfort, our Health and Safety Task Force has developed a system of dots. So over on that table over there by the door, there are green dots for those who are fine to have people masked or unmasked approach them and chat. We have yellow dots for those who are being a little bit careful. I have a yellow dot. I'm an elementary school teacher, so I don't want to pass anything on that I might have brought into the church with me. That's for people who are asking for a little distance, and red for those who would really like you to be wearing a mask and keep your distance when you're chatting with them. We're all looking forward to the time when we can share coffee and tea after the service. So our Health and Safety Task Force has put all of the measures in place to protect us from airborne viruses. All we need now is a team of volunteers to make the refreshments and tidy up afterwards. So if you would like to be part of that team, please let the board know. You can either call one of us, talk to us today, or you can email board@westwoodunitarian.ca. My name is Rebecca Patterson. I'm your service leader for this morning. My pronouns are she and her. We share our preferred pronouns as a way to support those in our community who are transgender or non-binary. This invites them to feel safe and comfortable, showing their true selves in our company. Our speaker and musician this morning is our very own Rob Wiznura. Our multi-platform technology team consists of Hannah, who makes it all look so easy, and her assistant this week, Lori and Kennedy. Our Zoom host, as always, is Bill Lee. I would like to take a moment to thank Bill for his work editing and posting all our services to YouTube every week. We really appreciate you, Bill. Rob, it's time to light our chalice.
Okay. As this is a song that is not, it won't be broadcast there because I didn't intend to do it. As you all heard, Marge died unexpectedly and very sadly, and so I want us to sing this song while we're lighting the chalice. It's the refrain that's important that you get it, and we'll sing it enough that you'll get it. Some of you already know it. It's Circles by Harry Chapin. All my life's a circle, sunrise and sundown. Moon rolls through the nighttime till daybreak comes around. All my life's a circle, still I wonder why. Seasons spinning round again, years keep rolling by. So try that. All my life's a circle. All my life, sunrise and sundown, sunrise and sundown. Moon rolls through the nighttime, moon rolls through the nighttime till daybreak comes around. Break comes around. All my life's a circle. Still I wonder why. Still I wonder why. Seasons spinning round again, spinning round again. Years keep rolling by. If you know the verses, sing along, but if you don't worry about it. I've met you 1,000 times, I guess you've done the same. Then we lose each other, it's like a children's game. But now I find you here again, the thought comes to my mind. Our love is like a circle, let's go round one more time. All my life's a sunrise and sundown, sunrise and moon rolls through the nighttime till daybreak comes around. All my life's a still I wonder why. Still I wonder why. Seasons spinning round again, years keep rolling by. Seems like I've been here before, can't remember when. I got this funny feeling we'll all be together again. No straight lines make up my life, all my roads have bends. No clear-cut beginnings, so far no real ends. All my life's a sunrise and sundown, sunrise and sundown. Moon rolls through the night till daybreak comes around. All my life's a still I wonder why. Still I wonder why. Seasons spinning round again, years keep rolling once again. All my life's a circle, sunrise and sundown. Moon rolls through the nighttime till daybreak comes around. All my life's a circle, still I wonder why. Seasons spinning round again, years keep rolling by. We're gonna miss March.
I would like to just point out that we have this tree up here, and it is called our Westwood Comfort Tree. It's a tradition that Westwoodians have carried on for several years now. As a congregation, we offer gifts of comfort to our neighbors in the long, cold, dark season. Possible gifts include warm gloves, hats, neck warmers, footwear, and socks, as well as all kinds of toiletries, toothbrushes, toothpaste, razors, shaving cream, soap, diapers, deodorant, all those things we use for health and grooming. If you would prefer to make a monetary donation, we would be happy to accept that as well. Check our website, westwoodunitarian.ca, for how to donate and mark your contribution comfort tree. After winter solstice, we will take your gifts to the Neighbor Center, our Southside drop-in center for at-risk adults, and to other appropriate agencies. So if you did bring something for the comfort tree, I would suggest that you bring it up after the service and decorate our tree with it. And thank you very much to Elaine for making these lovely little tags that we can attach to them. This is the season of anticipation, the marking of time leading up to an expected event. Here at Westwood, we are marking the weeks leading up to winter solstice, the turning of the earth, which places us at the farthest angle from the sun, the shortest day and the longest night of the year. Last week, we lit the candle in the east. That was the candle for hope. This week, it's our candle of peace, and Rod has designed his service around that theme. The candle of peace represents the promise of peace in the world and in our lives. We light this candle in the south, the direction associated with the element of fire, the desire for life, and the direction of the heart. We acknowledge our needs for life and love, and focus our efforts toward being effective ambassadors of peace.
Okay, there's ecumenical community called Teze, and they have a practice of singing, and they tend to sing very simple songs, usually in Latin, so nobody knows what they're singing. And but it's very simple, and they just keep repeating it and repeating it until everybody knows it, and then all of a sudden one person will do a little harmony on top of it, and then after everybody keeps singing it, somebody will add a little piano piece and so on. It goes on for around 10-15 minutes. We're not going to do that, but everybody learns the song by the end of it, and it's usually very simple. So we're kind of going to do that in the spirit of that for the lighting of the candle. This is called Seeds of War. Oh. Yes, that's what those are the words. Those are the words. Don't worry. It is, but it's called Seeds of War. It's by the words are from John Woolman, and John Woolman was a Quaker in America in the 1750s around, right, Carl? Is that right? And remarkable man. You can read his journals. It used to be mandatory reading, like if you get the Harvard books that you must read kind of thing. It used to be like volume 1 or 2 was John Woolman's journals, and he as Quaker, of course, he was a pacifist, and he would reflect in the Quaker way on his life constantly. And was very, I mean, he was the first Quaker to oppose slavery. And he just, something didn't sit right with him about slavery. Imagine that. But he would try to, his practice was to suppress it, always. That's how he believed that the spirit moved. He would suppress it until he couldn't suppress it any longer. Then he knew it was authentic. So, for example, like let's say today, you might go, there's something not right about spewing carbon into the air all the time. But no, it would be bad for the economy if we shut these things down and so on. So, you'd kind of suppress it and try not to do anything about it until you can't. You got to do something. And that's how John Woolman lived his life. And so, there were Quakers who owned slaves. And when you were traveling around, as he would do, he would be expected to stay at the Friends' place, because they called it Society of Friends. And but he wouldn't stay in their house. He would sleep in their field. because he couldn't accept their hospitality on the basis that they owned slaves. So it was a very quiet opposition, but nonetheless, there's this Quaker sleeping in your field because he doesn't want to come into your house. It was embarrassing. And one of my favorite stories about him is, the Quaker, the Quaker oats, kind of the thing. He suddenly realized that, what are we putting in these dyes to make our clothes black? I bet you that's not very good. And then, of course, he tried to suppress it. And but eventually it was like, I'm going to wear undyed clothing. But then he had a problem with that because that would make him stand out. And, as a Quaker, that's not the point. You're not supposed to be standing out. But eventually he had to do it. And he went to England, and they were having this big conference of the Society of Friends. And he comes in wearing his undyed clothing. And they all thought he was insane because he stood out like a sore thumb. But these words are a paraphrase of something that he wrote, and it's based on also, like, the words are inspired by the Epistle of James, which is the action epistle. You show me your faith without works, and I'll show you my faith by my works, is James's famous line.
Before you go ahead, can you see the words? No. Can you move over to your left, please, Rob? Tell us when.
Okay.
Tell us when you can see.
This is actually a round. I don't know if we're going to get to the round, but so we're going to split it into 3 parts. And we're going to sing this until you know it. And then I'm going to get 1/3 of you to be singing the next part, and then the other third to sing the last. And then we'll see if we can bring it all together. Okay. So. May we look upon our treasure, our furniture and our garments. So just try that. May we look upon our treasure, our furniture and our garments. Again. May we look upon our treasure, our furniture and our garments. Now it's just going to go up a little bit. It's kind of the same thing. May we look upon our treasures, our furniture and our garments. So we're going to do that all together. May we look upon our treasure, our furniture and our garments. May we look upon our treasure, our furniture and our garments. How comfortable are you with that?
Good.
Got that? Okay. Now here comes the hard part. And try to discover whether the seeds of war, and try to discover whether the seeds of war, and try to discover whether the seeds of war. And here comes the big bass part. Are nourished by these our possessions, are nourished by these our possessions. Okay, so this line, we'll divide it up the middle, okay? And we'll get you to do this last part, okay? And try to discover whether the seeds of war are nourished by these our possessions. You have the hard part. Okay. So let's just hear you sing it without me. And try to discover whether the seeds of war are nourished by these our possessions. I love that last part. Possessions. It's my my favorite part. Okay, I'm not confident yet. You got to do it louder. And try to discover whether the seeds of war are nourished by these our possessions. Now you've forgotten the first part, you guys.
Yeah.
May we look upon our treasure, our furniture and our garments. May we look upon our treasure, our furniture and our garments. May we look upon our treasure. You have to keep doing it by yourself. Our furniture and our garments. May we look upon our treasure. Keep doing it. Our furniture and our garments. And try to discover whether the seeds of war are nourished by these our possessions. Keep going. And try to discover whether the seeds of war are nourished by these our possessions. And try to discover whether the seeds of war may we look upon our treasures, our furniture and our garments. That's awesome. Do you want to try it as a round? 4 parts?
No,
No.
we'd like to stick to the parts that we were already singing.
I've been overruled. You can tell she runs a choir. Okay. As I was putting these songs together for this service,
We're doing candles.
yeah, we're going to do the candles of concern and so. I'll do a little talk. I'm going to do a little talk first. I've been thinking when you the danger of a service like this is that everybody feels good. You come and you sing all these songs, you're rocking, and or as Phil Oakes would say, in his song "Love Me, I'm a Liberal." I attend all the Pete Seeger concerts. He sure gets me singing those songs, but don't ask me to come along. I'm not comfortable doing that. And we can sing all these songs. And I was thinking we don't take peace seriously enough. That there's a real danger to peace, and some of the songs that I'm going to be singing are going to draw your attention to how offensive they can be, and how if Pete were singing them today, people would probably be opposed to them, but they're so old that we're just used to singing them. And so we're gonna talk about different things about that. But first of all, we're going to do the candles of concern.
The lighting of candles of concern and celebration is a cherished tradition in many Unitarian Universalist congregations. It allows us to understand each other's worlds a little better, enabling us to share the joys and offer comfort to those with concerns. It helps us to be a true community. You may share with the congregation your joy or concern, or you may choose to light a candle in silence. Those of you who are here in person, please come up to the front. You can light the candle as the person before you is speaking, then come to the microphone to speak if you wish. Zoom friends, please raise your hand and we will call on you. You can raise your hand either electronically or physically. I invite everyone to light candles of concern and celebration now. As the service leader for today, I'm going to take the privilege of being here first to light a candle for Our beautiful, beautiful march off, beautiful inside and out, beautiful as a friend, beautiful as a worker here in the community. Her career was all about helping people. She was a palliative care home care nurse at the end of her career. She's been on so many of our committees, and she's just been a source of humor. She's always been inspiration to me, of aging beautifully and gracefully. And she will continue to do that for me. And may we have Dennis and their children and grandchildren in our thoughts. March. And do any of our Zoom friends have a candle today? All right, it's very nice to see you. I will light one last candle then for all the joys and concerns and celebrations in our hearts. Could you please join me in the affirmation?
The light of these candles inspire us to use our power, to heal and not to harm, to help and not to hinder, to serve the spirit of truth in loving affection and trusting hope. Okay, so we're gonna have some Canadian content here now. Maybe you don't know that. Last night I had The Strangest Dream. Was written by Ed McCurdy, Canadian. It's been covered by so many people. He wrote it during the rise of the Cold War. So this is just after World War II. And suddenly there was this what's MAD stand for again? Mutually assured destruction. The insanity of that, that still hangs over us. Of course, we're more aware of it now than we have since around 1991. We're more aware of that specter that still exists. And, I like this song because, it reminds us that it's an idea, like the John Woolman Little Stirring, that we have to first imagine that peace is possible. And it's, when Ed McCurdy wrote it, it really was weird. You just came out of World War II, and now you had this other thing happening, and people stockpiling nuclear bombs, and people going to jail because they were posing the nuclear bombs. The peace symbol. It's for the Coalition of Nuclear Disarmament. Sometimes people don't realize that that's what it is. It all comes from there. So Ed McCurdy, last night I had the strangest dream. Do you all know it? I'm going to stand back here so you can see it. Last night I had the strangest dream I'd ever dreamed before. I dreamed the world had all agreed to put an end to war. I dreamed I saw a mighty room, and the room was filled with women and men, and the paper they were signing said they'd never fight again. And when the paper was all signed and 1,000,000 copies made, they all joined hands and bowed their heads, and grateful prayers were prayed. And the people in the streets below were dancing last night I had the strangest dream I'd ever dreamed before. I dreamed the world had all agreed to put an end to war. Okay, the next song you all know, Where Have All the Flowers Gone? Pete, it's actually, Pete was reading On the Banks of the Dawn, and was catching an airplane, and things kind of coalesced, and he came up with this song, and then he recorded it around 1958, I think it was, for Folkways, and then he kind of forgot about it because he was singing it until whatchamacallit, Kingston Trio recorded it and then claimed that they wrote it. And then the song kind of had a revival again. And I mean, when you look at the song, it's dated because so we have to change the lyrics a bit, because at that time, of course, women weren't allowed in the military. And so the song originally was, like, where have all the young girls gone? And they've taken husbands, everyone. Why, the world has changed. And so we've tweaked the lyrics a little bit. So if you just are singing it from memory, don't actually look at the lyrics, because you're going to screw up otherwise. And well, I was going to say something else about this song. Oh yes. When I was a kid, we had a thing in our school one year. I was in grade 2. I remember it. It was so memorable. We had World Peace Day, and we had a big assembly in the remember open areas. Those were a thing back then. We had a big assembly in the open area for World Peace Day, and we sang that Coke ad, we'd like to teach the world to sing. And we sang Blowing in the Wind. And I remember these songs because it was so neat. And I remember thinking at the time, this is so amazing. We're having this World Peace Day. When I grow up, there will be no more war. My whole generation will just change everything. And that was the last World Peace Day we ever had in our school. And after a few years, I realized that probably somebody decided that that was not appropriate to have a World Peace Day. And I also noticed the changes over the years when we had Remembrance Day ceremonies. When I was a kid, we would have, like, I remember one in particular, a bagpiper came in, and they had a guy from World War I. I'm that old. Somebody from World War I came up and he started crying at the mic, and he said, "Never allow this to happen again. Never allow this to happen again." And that's what Remembrance Day was for me. And then my, not Claire, it was one of my older kids. She wanted me to come to the Remembrance Day service at her school. And I thought, okay, so I went, and they had 2 military guys talking. It was basically a recruitment talk about how important it is that people fight for peace and that we have the military and stuff. And I was horrified that, and that's what I mean about discomfort, that that we, and I would say collectively, our society has allowed a certain narrative to take over. And that these songs are reminding us that that isn't the only narrative, and that peace does mean something to do. We tend to think of it as something we're not doing. And I teach John Milton, and John Milton had a problem in his poem because, but he puts it right at the core of it. Satan is trying to convince people that they should fall. And he basically, by saying that being good is doing nothing and being bad is doing something. And I think the military has kind of done that you are standing up to oppression, you are doing something, and peace is allowing things to take their shape. I referred to the Quakers earlier. The Quakers are struggling right now, with the whole issue with Ukraine. But they've also are wrestling with their own history, that a lot of times peace meant doing nothing and allowing colonialism, allowing slavery and other things and injustices to happen. And then looking back and realizing that peace always has to be active, has to be doing something. So with that, let's sing Where Have All the Flowers Gone? Where have all the flowers gone? Long time passing. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time ago. Where have all the flowers gone? The youth have picked them, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the young folks gone? Long time passing. Where have all the young folks gone? Long time ago. Where have all the young folks gone? They've taken spouses, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the spouses gone? Long time passing. Where have all the spouses gone? Long time ago. Where have all the spouses gone? They're all in uniform. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Nice harmony. Where have all the soldiers gone? Long time passing. Where have all the soldiers gone? Long time ago. Where have all the soldiers gone? Gone to graveyards, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the graveyards gone? Long time passing. Where have all the graveyards gone? Long time ago. Where have all the graveyards gone? Gone to flowers, everyone. When will we ever learn? When will we ever learn? We're going to do, this is a very simple song. It's a Tom Paxson song. And I mean, we have to, as I said, peace is an active thing. And it starts with inside of you, of course, and especially to young people, Lee Hayes. You're going to hear a poem by Carl read a poem by Lee Hayes later. Said that if you can't do it for yourself, you can't do it for the world. And that peace starts within the heart. And Thich Nhat Hanh, of course, will bring about that, where he emphasizes, well, I'll use my own example. The situation in Ukraine makes me so angry. I'm just so angry whenever I read the news, like when I look at the BBC. And it's just so upsetting to me. And so peace also means letting go of that anger, as hard as that is, because it's not helping. It's not doing anything for anybody except just tying me up in knots. And and getting along with each other, even when people drive us nuts in community. Daniel Berrigan. Who's heard of Daniel Berrigan? Okay. He was a Jesuit priest. Died at the age of 94 a few years back. But during the Vietnam War, he was a pacifist. He was speaking out against it and went to prison for it and maintained his position. And there's this beautiful essay after his death written by another person during the Vietnam War, who was a young priest and was inspired by Berrigan. But his father worked in the Pentagon. And so he's talking about how he was so hesitant to speak out and do the things, but he admired Daniel Berrigan so much, and how patient Daniel Berrigan was with him, and how kind and sharing he was, that he didn't push him, but of course, by just being there and supporting and accepting him, eventually this other young priest was able to speak out and come out with his positions against his own father, who was involved in the Tet Offensive and so on. So I mean, it's that quiet insistence. So this song, the refrain, you'll get it. But the verse says, in my own life is all I can hope to control. Let my life be lived for the good of us all. So you just repeat, peace, peace, peace will come, peace will come. Now here's the hard part. Let it begin with me. That's not the hard part. So let's try it again. Peace, peace, peace will come, peace will come. Let it begin with me. We need peace. Let it begin with me. If you know it, sing the verse. Oh, my own life is all I can hope to control. Oh, let my life be lived for the good of my soul. Let it bring peace, sweet peace, sweet peace, sweet peace. Peace will come, peace will come. Let it begin with me. We need peace. We need peace. Let it begin with me. Oh, my own life is all I can hope to control. Oh, let my life be lived for the good of us all. Let it bring peace, sweet peace, sweet peace. Peace will come, peace will come. Let it begin with me. We need peace. We need peace. Let it begin with me. Peace, peace, peace will come, peace will come. Let it begin with me. I kept on wanting to do it because it sounded so pretty up here for you guys singing. Thank you. Okay. I think this is the time to hear Carl. Oh, sorry, Carl. This is from Lee Hayes. In the last service, I mentioned that Lee Hayes was part of the Weavers, was a friend of Pete, and would always be giving him verses. And this is one of them.
To know goodwill. If I should one day die by violence, please let this be as my written will. And in the name of simple common sense, treat my killer only as one ill, as one who needs far more than I could give, as one who never really learned to live in charity and peace and love for life, but was diseased and plagued by hate and strife. My vanished life might have some meaning still when my destroyer learns to know goodwill. By Lee Hayes, who died in 1891.
Okay. Things get dark. This next song Pete wrote the early 70s. Nixon, Watergate hadn't happened. Nixon was in power. Vietnam War was raging. Things are looking dark. Pete wasn't feeling very good about his music, felt that he was just being useless. So this is quite early morning. I saw a hand going up there. I'm like, what song is he going to do next? This, if you don't know this song, you'll get it. But the last two lines of each verse repeat. So that's the part that you can always sing. You'll always get that. And if you are familiar, basically Pete liked to use melodies over and over again. This is the song you got, Lonesome Valley. Basically melody. You know it's darkest before the dawn. This thought keeps me moving on. We could heed these early warnings. The time is now quite early morning. That's the part that's going to repeat. If we could heed these early warnings, the time is now quite early morning. Okay, some say that humankind won't long endure. What makes them feel so doggone sure? I know that you who hear my singing could make those freedom bells go ringing. I know that you who hear my singing could make those freedom bells go ringing. And so we keep on while we live, till we have no more to give. And when these fingers can strum no longer, and the old banjo to young ones stronger, and when these fingers can strum no longer, and the old banjo to young ones stronger. So though it's darkest before the dawn, these thoughts keep us moving on through all this world of joy and sorrow. We still can have singing tomorrows through all this world of joy and sorrow. We still can have singing tomorrows. Okay, the next one, you've probably heard this melody. It's it is Build the Road of Peace Before Us for the Zoomers out there.
Sorry, Rob, it's just your microphone, I was getting you extra glasses.
Oh,
And that's
okay.
making it sound-
Just take my glasses off. Can't see anything anyway. Okay. Okay. You'll probably recognize this melody. Build the road of peace before us. Build the road of peace before us. Build it wide and deep and long. Speed the slow, remind the eager. Help the weak and guide the strong. None shall push aside another. None shall let another fall. Work together, sisters and brothers, all for one and one for all. I know it said joy, joy, but I cannot figure out the rhythm of that. And then I listened to Pete, and he didn't sing that. He sang work together. So it's like, I don't know why the songbook has it, but let's try it again. Build the road of peace before us. Build it wide and deep and long. Speed the slow, remind the eager. Help the weak and guide the strong. None shall push aside another. None shall let another fall. Work together, sisters and brothers, all for one and one for all. Now, Rebecca, please go up to the mic. Turn it around. No, turn the mic around.
Oh,
You're gonna hum the melody, okay? And we're gonna see if we can pick it up. Ready? Now, I don't know if any of the Zoom people could have heard that, so you're gonna have to do it louder. Ready? Now sing it. Build the road of peace before us. Build it wide and deep and long. Speed the slow, remind the eager. Help the weak and guide the strong. None shall push aside another. None shall let another fall. Work together, sisters and brothers, one for all, for one and one for all. And now you know why I work so poorly with the choirs, because notice how I got faster and faster as we went through that. Okay, I know we're running out of time here. So I really want us to do this. This is an old song that Pete really liked the melody too. And you all know it, even if you don't. It's a song about the Trinity, which is kind of a horrific thing in a Unitarian church. So it's called the Old Hundredth because it was for the 100th Psalm and the old hymnals, and everybody just called it old. And it, praise God for whom all blessings flow. And so it's that melody, but Pete has different words to it. He said, I really like the melody, but I just can't stomach the words. So he changed it, and this is what we're going to sing. So let's just sing it out loud. I am going to put my glasses on. I hope I don't make it too rattled. Okay. All people that on earth do dwell, sing out for peace between heaven and hell, between east and west and low and high. Sing peace on earth and sea and sky. Harmonies. Old Hundred, you've served many years to sing one people's hope and fears. But we've new verses for you now. Sing peace between the earth and plow. Sing peace between the grass and trees, between the continents and the seas, between the lion and the lamb, between young Ivan and young Sam. Between the white, black, red, and brown, between the wilderness and town, sing peace between the near and far, between Allah and the six-pointed star. The fish that swim, the birds that fly, the deepest seas, the stars on high, bear witness now that you and I sing peace on earth and sea and sky. Old Hundred, please don't think us wrong for adding verses to your song. Sing peace between the old and young, between every faith and every tongue. Amen. Okay. Show of hands here. Do we two more songs or one last song? Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So we're going to do a song about Claire, my daughter, is working right now as a recruiter for MacEwan University. And one of the things that drives her batty is when she's doing presentations like at schools, and there will be the military there talking about how, you can get your education paid for.
Sign up at 16.
Yeah, sign up at 16 and get your education paid for. And one teacher said, but if there's a war, then you get sent to it. And the guy said, yeah, but we're not at war right now.
I wasn't pointing missiles at Canada.
And that's not true, of course. But military will pay almost $28,000 towards your university education. And then, of course, you do your time. And of course, and this is something that I mean, we need to think about, that they are in the schools and they are recruiting, and for the disadvantaged, and with tuitions rising all the time, this is their only opportunity. You know, like imagine if you wanted to go to medical school. I mean, it's a way, and that's an issue. Okay, so this song, Ain't Gonna Study War No More. It's an old hymn. Oh, I guess we'll need the lyrics. I had them somewhere. Oh, there it is. This one. Yes. Oh, no, I'm gonna need them now. Sorry, and I'm gonna move. So I'm gonna be annoying. Gonna lay down my sword and shield. Gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside and study war no more. Ain't gonna study, I ain't gonna study war no more. 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 Gonna lay down my burden. I'm gonna lay down my burden down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my burden down by the riverside and study war no more. Ain't gonna 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 study war no more. I'm gonna try on my long white robe down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna try on my long white robe down by the riverside and study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. 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 I'm gonna try on my starry gown down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna try on my starry gown down by the riverside and study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war more. Study war no more. Study war no more. Study war no more. Study war no more. Don't study the banjo either.
And we'll bring our service to an end with our singing bowl again. Thank you so much, Rob. Thank you. Please stay for conversation. And if you are able, help put the chairs away at the end. Thank you so, so much.